What's up? What's happening, guys? Good afternoon. We are in Potsdam right now, and we're gonna be checking out some palaces. Sporns, are you excited?
Oh yeah, I'm pumped.
We're just gonna be checking out the other palaces until we do our guided tour. Alright, so we've just been wandering around for the past like 2 hours, so we got pretty lost and managed to find our way back to where we're supposed to be. Our tour is about to start in about 10 minutes, but what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to throw all the videos from our tours into a big montage. Sporns, what kind of music am I using?
Huh?
Name the genre of music.
Oh, definitely smooth jazz.
Smooth jazz, so that's what's going to be coming at you right now. We just finished up at the palaces. We had a great time, but I think we're both all palaced out for the day. We decided on our way back to our apartment to stop and see the Brandenburg Gate. It's right in front of us. I'm sure everybody recognizes it. It's a pretty iconic image from Berlin, but we just decided we're gonna stop by here and then we're gonna head to the Holocaust Memorial. Alright, we're walking through the memorial now. We're trying to find like an area that has some information to see what all it represents, but it's pretty impressive. It's just kind of like, I don't know if you can see down here, it's just like rows and rows of these different columns, different heights. I know I did a little reading on it a while back, but I can't really remember what everything represents, so we're trying to find something that gives us a little bit of background information on it. We just finished up walking around the memorial for a little while, but right now we're going to head back to our apartment. When we get back, we're going to look up some of the backstory and the history on the memorial, so we can let you guys know about it then. Alrighty, so I just looked up some information on the memorial that we saw earlier, and they didn't really say a whole lot. It was kind of, supposedly has no meaning, but underneath there's like a vault that has over 3 million names in it. But I'm going to attach a link below, so if you guys want to do some more reading on it, definitely do it. And if you guys are in Berlin, also definitely check it out because it's worth it. So I was going through some of the videos from the last couple days, and I kind of realized there wasn't a ton of content. We did a lot, but it was a lot of kind of like museums and stuff that isn't all interesting. So what I decided to do is I'm going to pack the 4 days that we've had and into one video, and we're going to talk a little bit about what we've done the last few days. So we got here, what was it, 4 days ago?
4 days, Thursday?
Thursday
afternoon.
Sunday, yeah. So we got here Thursday and from Prague, and it ended up taking us a lot longer than we were expecting. A
little turned around. What happened was I should have asked for directions the night before from the host. So we found the place, but we didn't have Wi-Fi to message him. So we actually had to travel by train back to the city for about an hour, message him to pick us up because there's no Wi-Fi here. It was just a long day. It took several hours to get here.
We didn't get in until like 9:30, 10 o'clock, yeah. So that was pretty much, we didn't do anything the first day. So the second day, it poured, rained all day, We ended up getting to a couple museums. They have like, it's called like Museum Island, and there's like 5 or 6 museums there, and we got to 3 of them. We went to the Pergamon, we got to see the Ister Gate, which is pretty sweet. And then we saw a couple other museums, I can't even think of the name of them right now, but I saw a lot of like Greek and Roman art, mosaic, stuff like that. It was really interesting. And then yesterday, we went to a concentration camp, which was amazing and definitely worth it. But when I got there, we were both filming and taking videos, and we kind of realized that we just had to take a break and relax, because it was a lot to take in, and just wasn't comfortable doing it.
Yeah, they were good. I don't know. It was not the time or place really to take pictures and record it. So, because one of my takeaways was the difference between learning about it in a classroom and actually seeing it. It's quite a bit different.
And then today, you guys saw earlier, we went to the palace. So now what we're gonna do is, we haven't really done any of our takeaways or anything that we've really enjoyed over the last like week and a half. So we're gonna start back 2 weeks ago, which is crazy to think about right now, but when we were in Zagreb, and we're each gonna kind of do 1 or 2 things that we really enjoyed from each of the cities we were in. So the first place was when Zach met me in Zagreb, Croatia. And I think want me to start off?
Yeah.
I can start off. So my most memorable experience from Croatia was probably the same as yours, but it was gonna be Pličević Parks. And it was absolutely amazing. I don't even know how to describe it.
It was just like, I don't know, it's just one of those things you see and you're just taken aback by it, just because it's so beautiful. But there's also, what I loved about it is that it's not polluted. Like you see a lot of places that are supposedly like parks and stuff in the US, and you see litter and trash everywhere, but this was very neat. And
it was also, it wasn't like super touristy, so it felt like it was more like authentic, and it wasn't overrun with tourists, which was nice. And so what was your
takeaway?
What was your takeaway from Zagreb? It can be the same thing as well.
Try and do something different. Mine is probably the same, but I really liked, we saw St. Mark's Church, which was up on this funicular, basically just a hill at the top. And it was just really impressive, the amount of work that went into this church. I was just pretty astonished. They had this this tile that looked like a mosaic all the way around. And it was built to represent like Croatian patriotism, excuse me.
It was like the Croatian flag, like on top of the roof. It was pretty amazing.
Yeah, and it was supposed to represent like the combination of church and state when they built it, but yet because the flag is like on the roof, it's actually separate. So I thought that was kind of neat, the meaning behind it.
So the second city we went to was Budapest, and I'm gonna let Zach start off so I don't steal his.
Budapest, my takeaway, or my favorite thing that we did was probably go and see the ruin bars. Budapest is famous for the ruin bars, which is basically they just take old buildings that used to be used for something else, and now they turn them into bars. In what's known as the Jewish district, they have this 10 block by 10 block little just square of just bars.
They were like all like abandoned buildings originally that they like converted into bars, so it was just like really cool vibe and cool atmosphere to hang out in.
Yeah, and it was just packed. I mean, we went out on a Friday maybe, and it was just, there were thousands of people out. I've never seen anything like it. Yeah. Every single place was packed. Everyone, it was pretty crazy. It was a little much, but I enjoyed it quite a bit. I've never experienced anything like that, so it was neat.
So mine as well was probably the ruins bars, but I have 2 other ones that really stick out to me. And the first is the Turkish bathhouse that we got to do. It's a huge part of their culture there, and it was nice because the day that we went there wasn't a lot of people there. It was just like in Zagreb, it wasn't touristy. So it was awesome to have kind of an authentic experience. And then my second one is probably experiencing the first Euro Cup there. I'm a huge soccer fan, so it was really cool to see the soccer culture. And they basically, the city shuts down for the games, and they have these massive screens all over the place, and just everybody comes and just hangs out and watches the game. And just experiencing that soccer culture for me was absolutely phenomenal, and I really, really enjoyed that.
It was neat.
Yeah.
So after Budapest, we ended up going to Vienna. And I really like two different things. One thing was this Schönbrunn Palace. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. But what I really liked about it was you see a lot of this architecture from the outside, but we got these audio guides that walked us through the meaning of each room, and it was like, it was different than other ones where it wasn't so much a story as in a lot of background and backstory and info. So it was neat to learn actually about what it was. So I really enjoyed that, as well as, I guess, cherry strudel and this Sachertorte cake thing. It's a big thing in Austria, and it was absolutely delicious. So that was incredible. Tasted amazing. So that was one of my favorite parts.
Yeah, that was probably for me, similar to just like the dessert. It's just like their food scene is awesome. So I said in the vlog for the day we were there, I actually ran into a couple of the guys that I met from London, so that was awesome. And they recommended like a traditional Austrian like brewery, and where we had schnitzel for the first time, and we had some of their like traditional beers, and I really enjoyed that. It was cool to kind of feel like the meal was more traditional. Just being immersed in the culture I really enjoyed that. So after Vienna, we went to Prague, and we were only there for one full day, so we didn't really get like a true experience, but I still really enjoyed it. Probably my favorite thing from there would be the architecture. I'm super into like the Gothic architecture and that kind of stuff. So seeing the church and seeing the powder gate and seeing this architecture was really, really cool to me. I wish I would have had more time to spend there, but from what we did see and what we did experience, it was a really beautiful city.
Yeah, my favorite thing, we spent a decent amount of time doing a walking tour. And honestly, I think that was one of my favorite parts, because initially the tour started out a little slow, but we actually saw quite a bit of the city. And we were mostly just Trey and I walking around. We're in Old Town, but the tour took us through Old Town, New Town, as well as
Jewish district.
Yeah, Jewish district.
Awesome.
And we got a lot of backstory. And kind of, some of it was like informative, but there's also, she mixed in like folk legends and stuff.
Like stories and stuff, which is cool.
Which is like, you wouldn't get that if you're just looking up stuff online. You could tell she was like from the area, and she knew quite a bit about it, so it was neat. So Berlin, I think probably for both of us, the most impactful part was the concentration camp.
Definitely.
I mentioned it earlier, but just the difference in actually being there versus learning about it in the classroom is just, it's so significant. I can't really put it into words.
And you can't. I wasn't expecting it to impact me as much as it did. It was I started off all right the first like 20 minutes, and then you start like, I don't know. We had audio guides, and they went into a lot of detail on the things that happened, and you see the actual buildings, you see the areas and the things. You hear the things they did to the people, and it's just crazy. Just crazy to think about, and it's just a lot to take in.
I think it humanizes it a lot more, because they definitely focus on individuals as opposed to just you learning about it. You learn about the number of people it affected, and the number of different concentration camps, and like the political aspect of it. But definitely hearing more about individual stories and how it affected different people, it left quite a mark. So
it was a great experience. I would definitely recommend doing it, but it's a lot to take in.
It's a long day.
I guess we're gonna go a little game playing. We're gonna be doing the next few days. So you're gonna be seeing more Zach in the vlog.
Get ready.
Tomorrow we're actually leaving, which doesn't seem possible, but
Gone by quick.
It's gone by quick. But we're heading back to we fly out of Berlin tomorrow morning, and we're flying to London, have like a 6-hour layover, and then we're flying back to JFK, and we're meeting up with Sporns' girlfriend, and she's gonna drive us back to Sayre. We're going back because one of our good friends is getting married on Friday, and we're both in the wedding, so
yes, sir.
We're gonna be getting around for the rest of the week. We're just gonna be getting our tuxes,
pick up the
hanging
tuxes,
out, and just helping Mark enjoy his last few days of freedom until his big day on Friday.
Yeah.
This is gonna be the end of the vlog from our last day in Berlin. We're gonna pick it up tomorrow morning, bright and early. We're getting up at about 4 o'clock, and we're gonna be heading out around 5. So it's gonna be an early morning and a long day.
And Trey's birthday.
And it's my birthday. Which
he's actually, get this, I think he planned to come back on his birthday because we get an additional 6 hours.
Yep.
So he's got a 30-hour birthday tomorrow. Big day.
Yeah, pretty excited. I'm gonna spend the majority of it in the air and traveling, but.
And with this guy right here.
With this beautiful face. This is officially the end of the vlog from our last day in Berlin. So we'll see you guys in the morning. Good night.